upgrading from a townhouse to a single-family home to accommodate for a new baby. They wanted a nursery that can grow with the baby. They're looking for a serene home that they can unwind in, a place for the kids to play and grow, home office, large central kitchen for the family to gather, a large dining room, a sitting room for morning coffee, a kitchen close to the family room for entertaining, a large closet, a master bathroom, and an upstairs laundry room. The neighborhood surrounding 433 West 14th Ave is a mix of single-family homes and duplexes situated on a square and rectangular lots, each around 6,187 square meters. The area is flat with narrow streets and narrow sidewalks that create a cozy residential atmosphere. Most properties feature stairs leading to the front entrances, adding an element of charm. West 14th employs mostly laneway houses to keep the streets clear, typically located at the back of the properties, and many homes include basements or crawl spaces for additional storage. The road is lined with mature trees that provide shade, contributing to the area's overall character. Fences surround most of the lots, offering privacy for residents. For the architectural character, the homes in the neighborhood range from 1 to 3 levels and were built between the 1980s and the 2000s. The major properties of the cul-de-sac are cladding and siding, and peak roofs are a prominent feature throughout the area. Some homes have combined 2 narrow lots to create larger spaces, while the general lot size remains narrow. The homes have a modern yet traditional style, blending well with the residential environment. The design of the buildings provides a cohesive family-friendly aesthetic with many features featuring basements or crawl spaces for added functionality. The landscape architecture of the neighborhood is defined by mature trees that line the streets, providing shade and enhancing the area's green, pleasant atmosphere. Front yards are typically grassy, with garden beds adding color and vibrancy to the landscape. Covered porches are common at the front of the homes, offering residents a welcoming outdoor space. The presence of fences around most lots ensures privacy, while narrow sidewalks and tree-lined streets further define the neighborhood's relaxed residential character. For the lot analysis, the site is under RT6 zoning. The type of residence is single detached house. The gross floor area of the building is 4,640 square feet. The front yard setbacks were 23.9 feet. Side yard setbacks were 9.97 feet, and this rear yard setback was 35.10 feet. The lot width was 49 feet. The lot depth was 125 feet, and the lot area was 6,187 feet. The building depth was 143 feet, while the average floor area was 1,546 square feet. There's a lot of rear space, so we created a full back porch with a outdoor kitchen, multiple sitting areas, a pool, and a garage. And the garage even has storage for bikes and tools next to it within the garage, for neat storage and easy access to things like bikes or tools if needed. For the initial sketches, I wanted to create a more modern element to the neighborhood and really elevate the neighborhood as a whole, as the opposite side of the street, the houses there are a lot more modern. But I didn't want to push it too modern. I kind of wanted to stay in that contemporary element, so that it didn't look out of place in the neighborhood. For the initial floor plan sketches, I really wanted to make the kitchen the center of the house, and I wanted everything to kind of work off of that kitchen being like the center of the house. It's kind of where everyone like gravitates towards, and the hub. So I wanted that to be very much like the center of the house, and also very large and open, for entertaining, just being with family, etc. The top left sketch really focused on that kitchen being the center. I wanted the living room to be right off the kitchen to create like a nice flow. That's typically, I think, where most families spend a lot of their time, is either in the kitchen or the living room. And then I wanted the dining room to work well off of the kitchen, so that there's no like food spillage or anything like that. You don't have to carry food far from the kitchen, for any like dinner parties or anything like that. I also wanted the mudroom to be close to the kitchen, because that's typically like where the garage is. And I wanted groceries to be brought in very easily, hence the pantry being right there as well, so grocery access can be done very quickly and easily. And then to the top right, kind of a similar theme here. The bottom left kind of focused on the entry at the side of the house there, going right into the kitchen with the dining room along the side of it, and the living room behind the kitchen as well. We're kind of still working on with like that cohesive kitchen playing off the living room and the dining room. And then the mudroom would just be at the back of the house, and no pantry but a washroom. And then the bottom right, same thing with the living room right off the kitchen and the dining room being diagonal to it. And then kind of just slotted in the three other main areas that I wanted on the main floor: the mudroom, the pantry, and the washroom. The floor plan we landed on has a large front entrance, with the dining room just off of that, moving into the kitchen with a washroom beside it, and a living room behind that, and then the mudroom just off the back door into the pantry for nice and close grocery access, and then the office at the front of the house so that you can see if anyone's at the door, or be able to get to the front door very quickly. So I did end up changing this floor plan slightly. We still have the large grand entrance that's floor to ceiling, leading into the dining room, but we moved the bathroom to the front of the house and added a sitting room with a patio for lighting so that everyone can have coffee in the morning just off the kitchen. The stairs also lead into the kitchen, and the living room is still off the kitchen as well. We changed the orientation of the island to be longitudinal, vertical, and kept the mudroom by the back door and added a bunch of storage area there. The pantry is still off the kitchen, and the office is still at the front of the house. Upstairs we were able to fit 3 bedrooms, or 2 with a master, a washroom, a laundry room, and a full bathroom just off the master, and a large closet as well, with a little sitting room at the top of the stairs. The entrance and part of the living room, or the dining room, is floor to ceiling, and the living room is also floor to ceiling. So this is the south end of the house. It's actually like the front, but we went with high peaked roofs, and so we did a lot of mix of materials. So there's brick on the left side peaked section with a large floor to ceiling window. The front of the house has a large floor to ceiling window with a glass door built in, and the material on that front is stucco with stairs leading to the front door. That the next square section is all concrete, and then after that is a wood framed section with riveted concrete. This is the 3D view of the house. As you can see, the house is very long. This is the rear of the house, or the north side of the house. The west side of the house has large floor to ceiling windows in the dining room as well. The brick doesn't really show up super well in this photo, but you can see the side view of the patio just off the master and the sitting room. The east section has less going on, as it's supposed to look like a cohesive concrete block, essentially. There's a couple of windows in the pantry and the office just to allow for natural light to come in, which is super important as well. To conclude this video, we have the roof plan. And finally, a quick before of the house and after.